Okay, Paul, what you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Mammy and gang?
Not much.
Tubius gang. I'm fixing lights again. I just decided to take that whole backboard off because the wires are all corroded in there, all rotted. And I had an issue where if I put my right signal on, it would blink like once or twice and then stay, I don't know, off, I guess. And it said like it wouldn't cancel. And what it was doing, I ended up buying a new controller switch for my cab. That was $130 for the thing that goes on your steering column. I thought it was in that, and that was a waste of $127 or whatever. So it still did it. So I thought, I got a wiring issue. So the other night when I was headed to the motel, it was starting to get dark. I worked till 8 o'clock, and I thought, I know what I'm gonna do. So this thing's got the automatic light switch on that, it puts the lights on when it starts getting dim out, So I shut them off and I tried my signal and it worked. I said, So I turned my lights back on and put my right signal on, and it made all my marker lights flash. So it was crossing somewhere because it was all that stupid aluminum thing that hung down, had all kinds of mud in it, and I don't know how that would get mud in it, but anyway, it had corroded. It was just, I just took it off and threw it out in the scrap pile. Well, it's over there, I'm gonna put it in the scrap pile. So I just got Mammy grabbed me a set of waterproof LED trailer lights, just rigging it up. So I'm soldering. I tried my big soldering gun. I got the soldering gun kit, and I don't know what, somebody decided that, I don't know, it's just one of them things, but the trigger, they taped the trigger down on it, but it don't work. It hums a little bit, but it don't get hot, so I guess I gotta throw that out. But anyway, then I got my little soldering iron out, and it takes forever. So I decided, you know what, piss on that. So here's how I solder. I use my butane.
Jeez.
And, oh, it works good though. I mean, it burns the insulation a little bit, but then I got this big fat shrink wrap I just put over the whole thing. So watch this, it works good. You can get a good solder on this stuff. I just stripped the wire back a little bit more.
Watch the whole truck catch on fire.
Nah. But it actually, like, see that? It's a nice solder. And like it messes up the insulation a little bit. I put this over it. And you got to be gentle with this stuff, because if you hold it too long, it'll burn up. You got to move all over the place. But it works.
You and gentles don't go.
I know. I'm like a bull in a
together.
china shop on me. But
Gentle.
yeah, gentle. Gentle. Might have a Bud Light and really get gentle. Huh? Get in touch with my feminine side. Freaks. So I made a comment about the freaks the other day, and YouTube said, "You're cyberbullying," and shut me off for a day.
You didn't tell me all that.
It's funny, you can't even express your opinion.
Nope.
I mean, everybody else can, but you can't if you don't agree with them, That's all right. I don't care.
It's called censorship.
Yeah. So it said, "Do you have any remarks or whatever?" I said, "Yeah, that's exactly what I said." I said, "Yeah, you guys like censoring certain speech now, don't you?"
Yep.
I didn't hear back from them. I don't think they were too amused.
Your papers, please.
Yeah, your papers, please. It's funny, ain't it? I didn't say anything that rotten. I said, like, those poor souls. I said, like, I don't know, they need to get mental help or something. And that was cyberbullying. Oh, really? Isn't that interesting? Whatever. I guess that's the world we live in nowadays. So how's everybody doing? I'm home for the weekend.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, I got 5 loads in for next week. And I got some cut yesterday. Jess went home Thursday night, so I got some cut ahead. And then I spent a bunch of money yesterday that I didn't have. I ordered a new radiator for my 700. it ain't bad, like if you just go pull up a few logs here and there and run it a little bit. But lately here, it started doing it last fall when it was warm. If you really get grubbing, like I was cutting the road, I don't know, a quarter-mile road across that mountain down there, so I could get the last lift of timber off. And it works. You know, it starts working up and up and up and up and up. And the gear train thermometer for all the hydrostats and stuff, that's staying good right in the middle where it belongs. But the engine water keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And if you don't back off, like I'll back off and let it take it out of gear and let it rest and leave it at about half throttle for 4 or 5 minutes, and you can watch it back down. So I think it's just my radiators. We blew it all out last fall, and I think my radiator is like cauliflowered inside. You know how they don't radiate heat.
Hopefully that's the problem.
No, I mean, I'm sure the machine's an '09, so I'm sure it could use a radiator. I mean, I've had that one 2054 shovel I had, the one I sold a couple of years ago, or a year and a half ago, that had the same issue a few years after I bought it, and I put a new radiator in it, and it just ran cool as could be. So, and then that 460 skidder, same thing. I had that skidder was kind of a spare, so I could take it out of commission, and I just took the radiator out and had it re-cored. And but I don't have time to do that with the dozer. I need to, you know, I need it every day, so we went ahead and ordered the radiator. Put it on the John Deere access card, huh?
It's all right.
Make payments. Yeah, I didn't have
What
that
are you gonna
much
do?
on it,
It's
so.
either that or stop.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to ruin the engine. I think I may have a head gasket issue. I was listening to it the other day, and it sounds like it's percolating a little bubble.
So does that mean you have to change the whole engine?
No, probably just a head gasket. Maybe have the head milled or worked while it's off, but I can maybe. I'm gonna put the radiator at first and see what happens. I got a water pump here for it if I need it. I got a water pump, a spare water pump here for a 6068. So maybe I'll do that while I'm in there working on it. But we can change that radiator out in, you know, half a day or, you know, most of the day, but whatever. But I think I got to do that because I don't want to hurt my baby. I like that dozer. It just, and that log arch and winch works good. I think I probably would have liked the John Deere winch. The Carco winch is a little slow, but it's a brute. And we got the free spool working and everything on it. And it's working pretty good. So I made a vid the other day of it there, and Sam from New Zealand said, "Hey man, go easy on your cable, be better at," you know. But it's hard to do on it. Like with the skidder, when you're wrapping your cable in, you can turn your articulate rear end and weave your cable in. It's hard to do that on a dozer. It's, you know, you can, I guess, but you got to wrap some in and then, you know, put it in gear and shuffle the ass end around and take it out of gear and wind it. So I'm getting the hang of it, but it works good for getting those trees that are down over the bank too far, you know. I got that hill comes down and it breaks steep. I mean, it's steep. It goes right down to the little creek in there. There's like a 3 or 4 foot wide run in there, creek. And so, you know, you can get right down pretty close with it and then run the cable out and get them few trees and pull them up to the skid road, you know. It works good because it's just too steep. I can't put the cutter on it. And
Wow.
oh yeah, it's like, you know, they'll just slide down into the creek. So, but at least they're nice. When I cut them, I'll make a vid. They're big, fat tulip poplars, about a couple of hard maples. But boy, that poplar, big, tall stuff. It's like a lot of them poplars. I've been getting like a 16 butt, 2 12s, and like a 10 and a 9. I'm cutting all my 8-footers like 9 foot, so they got plenty of trim on them. Poplar they can't use for railroad ties, but everything else is, you know, they can take a tie out of it, and the tie has to be 8'6" square. So they just say leave some extra trim on it, so in case your cut is beveled or something, they can double trim them, still make them exactly 8'6". So. But anyway, think we can turn the lights on and see if they'll work. I think that's the end of it. And then I gotta put a backup light on it. So, but that shouldn't be too bad here. I gotta figure out which wire was for the reverse light. I'm just gonna put one of them Napa work lights on it. All right, watch, see if the lights light up.
Fingers crossed.
Maybe that'll blow off or something.
Yeah. They are on.
Look at that, that's better.
Cool. Now what about the blinkies?
Yeah, let's try that. Right, let me hit the brake light. The brakes come on?
They look the same.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that work?
Try your blinker.
The blinkers work.
Yep. Well,
No.
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still not right. It's still doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like flashing kind of quick.
Still doing the same thing. I wonder if it's in the front end light somewhere. Oh, ridiculous. Oh well, a waste of 4 hours.
Now they just went off.
And it does it intermittent too, so I don't know what it could be. If you guys got any ideas, an 05 GMC,
Let us know.
yeah, let me know. So I got no brake light, so that means I gotta put my brake, it must have a separate light for brake lights. So how the hell does that work? That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, I'll figure it
Because
out.
nothing's ever easy.
No.
Okay, you'll figure it out.
Alright, yeah, well.
We'll
nice
let you
visit
know
with
how it
everybody.
goes.
Ta-ta, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm gonna figure this out.
We are. We're having a wonderful week.
Yes, yes, so fun. Then I gotta go home and I gotta rip my ceiling down in the kitchen and fix it. I got a drain that must have froze over the winter. My septic field backed up and it wasn't draining properly. So the upstairs bathroom, I think it backed up, and in the sink drain, it probably froze up in there because it's between the two ceilings. It's got a drop ceiling in an old farmhouse. So I don't know what happened, but I'm assuming I cracked the drain pipe. So the other day, we found the water dripping from the sink drain, came down through the ceiling. So I gotta rip that apart. I don't mind fixing the drain, but I hate working with sheetrock.
We'll hire someone for that.
Yeah, buddy of mine there, well, Mike Peachy, he might be able to help out with that. He's done a lot of that stuff, so I'll find out.
Okay,
All right,
everybody. Have a
ta-ta, y'all.
nice weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for commenting and all that stuff, and subbing and liking and blah blah blah. So, ta-ta, y'all.